today's episode, I'd just like to quote hip-hop trio Houdini's 1984 rap hit that's been swimming in my mind since we picked this topic. Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Ones we can depend on. Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Before we go any further, let's be friends. I'm Ivy.
Of course you are.
Did you like that?
I did not. Like, even I'm actually offended that the intro was not this. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. That's the correct intro, Ivy. And I'm Katie, your resident millennial who knows everything except that rap song that Ivy definitely just made up because that never existed. How's that?
That was perfect. That was the perfect intro.
It is pretty fun being friends with you, Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
I love friends that I can just give them shit. That is my favorite vibe. Mm-hmm. We are going to talk about all the different flavors of friendship on this episode. But first, my mom said that if it's okay with your mom, that we can do an icebreaker.
Yay!
8.
Well, isn't this something? It's travel.
Travel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we just heard a whole lot about Ivy's relationship with one specific travel story.
Yeah.
Check that out on the Tangents episode.
Mm-hmm.
My relationship with travel is that I want to do it so bad, but I am scared of to do it. Because I have anxiety.
Okay.
And everything about traveling makes me anxious, but I also feel like primally compelled to go travel places. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm wasting my life if I don't travel. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like this eternal struggle with me. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to get my husband to travel with me, but he's even more anxious than I am. So
now you've mentioned that with Sean, it's the flying portion of the travel, right?
Mostly. But I think as a toxistrologist, I think that his toxicity is coming from like his need to control. Like, I think it's an obsessive compulsive kind of thing where if the plan goes tits up, he has a really hard time pivoting and calling an audible, and adjusting the plan. Okay. Whereas I am actually really good at that because I've been trained in improv, and there is nothing scarier than being on stage and waiting for your scene partner to come on and have a conversation with you, and they just don't show up. And so you have to fucking make it up. That's happened to me before, and I handled it fine. So my brain is just like, oh, I'll just make it up. But the flying scares me. And the, do I have my ID? And the, where is my keys? And the, all of the like logistics of it make me really nervous. Also, I'm worried that I'm going to like hurt myself while I'm away. One of the furthest away I've ever been from home was when I flew to Anchorage to go to Joshie and JJ's wedding. Shout out, besties. As soon as I got out of the car and stepped onto this cool beach where Joshie took me, I fucking face planted and busted my elbow wide open, and I still have a scar, and I like bled all over the place. And he had to take me we had to drive like an hour to his friend who's a doctor, so he could sew me up. And that was like the first thing that happened when I got there.
Nice.
So, but it was still an awesome trip.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that. There's things that can just happen that are outside of your control.
But you know what all that sounds like to me? Excuses not to go.
Oh, for sure. Like,
it's just kind of like your anxiety is giving you all these reasons.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
100% what it is.
It's exactly like me spending 25 years with Melissa Harris. It's the same thing. Because it sounds like you'd really enjoy traveling.
I do. I love seeing places I've never seen. I love seeing beautiful places. I love going and exploring the history of places. I like museums and all of that stuff. And
Do you like the actual like flying or driving or boating once you get on the plane or on the boat or
No.
on in the car?
Every second that I'm on a plane, I feel horrible. Every second that I'm in the airport, I feel horrible. If I'm in a car, I feel horrible. I have not been on a train, but that might be okay.
Okay.
I like,
Well, you just
riding
told me you've
subway
been on a
trains and stuff.
cruise.
I've been on a cruise. It was all right. I did get seasick,
Mm-hmm.
but it was also like really choppy water where we were. And my dad got seasick, and he like sailed sailboats.
Were you a
I feel
child?
like it was intense. No, I was like 20.
Okay. Well, you were young. Yeah.
I was younger. Yeah. The cruise was like, it was fine. I'm not a cruise person, really.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get out and explore. The boat was the boat. It was all right.
Okay.
Um,
For some
but
reason.
yeah, I loved exploring New York City. I loved Chicago. I loved Miami. I road tripped all the way through Florida. Loved that. Most of the places I've been have been cool. It's just the getting there that stresses me the fuck out.
The actual travel part.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Usually once I'm there, I can make whatever we have to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the travel and the did I miss my train? Like, I'm bad with directions in general. Like, I can have a GPS telling me where to go and looking at the map and telling me where to go, and I'll still fuck it up.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's my thing.
I have quite a different relationship with travel. I am exactly the opposite of you as far as travel goes. I love it, but I have like this strange love for fear and anxiety. Not the kind of anxiety that is like crippling and but like the adrenaline is kind of like the first time I ever went upside down on a roller coaster. I was like 38 years old, and I went and did it immediately again.
Yeah.
Even
roller
though
coasters are fun.
I was terrified of it. Like, I didn't face any fears until I was older.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as traveling goes, I want to see all the things.
I do too.
I want to
so
see.
bad.
Now, I'm not a fan of like museums. I'm not a fan of any of like the indoor stuff. I'm a fan of the outside stuff. Like, I love to see the outside of a beautiful church. I love to see the outside of beautiful old architecture. I love to see nature. I love to see trees. I love to see the ocean. I love to see places.
Yeah.
Not so much the inside of places. But I have enjoyed things in museums and stuff. It's just not like I don't go, oh, I want to go to this place to go inside.
Yeah.
Most of what I want to do is to see outside.
It's not just museums.
No, I
that
know.
want to see, but I am a big fan of architecture and art history and all of that. Like, I want to see the Louvre. I want to see all the Gothic churches. I want to see Notre Dame. I want to see, all the beautiful places in Florence and Barcelona. Like, all of that, I really, really, really want to do.
Well, see, I wanted to see Notre Dame, but I didn't want to stand in line to go in Notre Dame.
That's fair enough.
And
it's the standing in line pisses me off when you're doing touristy things. I don't want to spend my time in line.
And I always like the things, too, that the locals say to do. The last time we were in Sedona, we wanted to go on this hike, but we knew that the time of day it was going to be super busy, and we met some people and they were like, you're going to get a better view and none of the crowds at this one. And so we went and did that one, that the people, that's not like on the list of hikes you must do,
Yes.
Same thing with restaurants. And like, I love to travel with my husband. Don't get me wrong when I say this. But there are certain things that girlfriends are better for because my husband is such a pain in the ass and because he hates to eat. And
that's such a problem, dude.
Because it's not that big of a problem because I don't base anything around food, but I have to have food multiple times a day.
Yeah. Part of what I want to do when I'm traveling is go to restaurants.
A lot of people and people are like, but again, that's inside.
I'm an indoor cat,
and
like, that's
right. A lot of people are, and I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying that that's not like when I'm traveling. I prefer even outdoor seating at restaurants.
If it's nice out, for
If
sure.
it's nice out, yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the hustle and bustle of the airport.
Ew, why? It feels like germs.
Yeah, but I don't really have that, like, I don't care.
What's that like?
I like to, and I push it too. I laugh in the face of people who say, "Oh, you've got to get to the airport 2 to 3 hours before your flight." No, I am 1 hour. And
I would be shitting my pants.
I know.
Like, I can't do that.
So when I went to Mexico last week, I was like, I'm flying to Atlanta. I don't have to get there. I'm not flying international until I get to Atlanta. And my flight's at 5:44 or 6:15 a.m. So as long as I get to the airport at 5, I'm fine.
If it's that early in the morning, you usually are.
Well,
yeah.
I forgot that I don't usually check a bag, and I had to check this bag.
Oh, fuck.
And I've made that mistake before.
Yeah,
I've always
I don't check
made
bags
it.
if I can help it.
I've always made it up until, like, to this point right now. I have not missed my flight because of my bad timing. Also, I have TSA pre, so I get right in. But that morning, I forgot that I had to check my bag. And the line didn't seem that long, but it sure as shit did take a long time.
Well, damn.
And then I looked at my boarding pass, and my gate was in the international section of the airport. And so I was like, and that's a new-ish section of the airport. So I was like, oh, fuck.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, fuck. So here I go. I get around the corner, and my gate was the first gate. It was just right there.
Oh, nice.
And then they upgraded me to comfort, and then my friends started their meltdowns, and I was like, well, I'm certainly.
Maybe I need to travel with you. Well, here's what we should do. We should find a podcast conference that's in Barcelona. Go to that and expense it because it's a business expense.
Yeah, just because it's a business expense doesn't mean it's not coming out of our pockets. Our negative balance twat account doesn't cover anything.
Take it out of the twat account.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. So travel.
Okay.
Travel. Is it toxic-ish? Is it non-toxic, or is it a toxic waste of time?
I think it's toxic-ish for me because I have this push and pull with it. Like, I just need to go, get over it, and do the thing, and get used to it, and then I'll be fine. Because, like, I used to be really terrified just to get on a plane at all, and now that recently I've had some, like, couple hour flights here and there a few times, and it was fine, and I'm like, okay, I got the hang of it a lot more, but I think it's just the anxiety of it that just triggers me. And I'm working on it.
Every time I got on an airplane for a long time, every time I got on an airplane, I would feel like I was going to have a panic attack. Yeah. I would feel like I was overheating. And then,
do you know what I bring with me now that really helps with that? I have a paper folding fan.
Yeah.
Like, the kind that is a little zigzag.
Sure.
Keep it in my purse. It's small, and I whip it out, and you can fan with that. It doesn't have to have a battery. It doesn't have to be charged. It can't really break. If it breaks, I'll just get another one. They were super cheap. And that has helped me a ton because it actually fans really well.
I just have a vape
and I get
pen
overheated
and a
so
gummy.
fast. You have... I can't have a gummy. I gotta be sober. I gotta be ice cold.
No, you gotta be high as a fucking
on.
kite. You gotta match the energy of that airplane.
Oh my God. I am raw dogging it until I'm in the hotel, bitch. I can't.
I'm hitting my pen. I have hit my pen in the bathroom at the Nashville airport.
Don't tell TSA that. Oh my God. Sounds like you have a completely healthy relationship with traveling. Like, I think you're probably non-toxic. But...
well, I'm going to go with toxic-ish, though, only because I typically only travel alone to my mom's. That's a pretty toxic trip. When I travel with my husband, he's a little bit of a toxic traveler, and when I travel with my girlfriends, they can butt heads and stuff.
But
and
that's outside of you.
that is
you know?
outside of me, but it is my travel experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to go with toxic-ish. Also, my relationship with travel is a little toxic-ish because I have to be like, oh, I'm leaving again if I'm not going with him. There's toxicity involved, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Friends, are they worth it?
Friends, are they worth it?
Yeah. So
You don't have to have friends.
the other day on another podcast, I heard a guest say, good friend or just good company.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those moments where I was like, okay. Because friendship is complicated. Sometimes it's one-sided and often brushed aside for like a romantic relationship. And unfortunately, I find it's also undervalued and therefore sometimes under-nurtured.
Yes. And I mean, I am guilty of this too. When I got engaged and then got married, it was sort of like he is my person, and I haven't been able to see my friends as much as I would like to. But also life is happening and life is getting in the way, So according to the APA Dictionary of Psychology, which is an interesting place to look for a definition of friendship, friendship is a voluntary relationship between two or more people that is relatively long-lasting and in which those involved tend to be concerned with meeting the other's needs and interests as well as satisfying their own desires. Friendships frequently develop through shared experiences in which the people involved learn that their association with one another is mutually gratifying. That's overcomplicating.
As children, we naturally gravitate toward each other toward other kids for a variety of reasons. I like your shoes. How fast do they go? I like that girl. Her hair is shiny. So you just went up and said, hey, do you want to be my friend? Or you were too shy and waited for the other kid to gravitate towards you and your shiny hair or fast shoes. But making and maintaining friendships as adults is way more complicated than fast shoes and shiny hair.
I mean, I would argue that I made a lot of friends at this conference that I went to just by going up to them and being like, oh my God, your dress is beautiful. And then conversation begins, because it does depend on the environment too. We are here in part to network. And so it's not weird that I come up to you and talk to you,
right?
Maybe in the street, it might be weird, but you're wearing a dress on purpose because you want me to see your dress. Like, if you're dressed up, you know what I mean? Like, that's...
Well, I had a girl pull over. You'll love this. So I'm walking in my neighborhood. Car pulls by me, stops. Hand out the window. Doing that little finger clap thing that you do.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
This hand, it came out the window. You know the little finger clap that you do?
I've literally never seen that in my life.
You do this all the time.
I
Yes,
do not.
Girl.
Oh, no, that's snap.
Okay.
That's like you're at a coffee house and you can't clap because you don't want to be too loud, so you snap.
Okay. Well, I thought it was a finger
the
clap,
beatniks.
but okay. But that's what she was doing out the window. All right. It's a millennial thing. I've never seen it before until y'all.
Okay.
So anyway, so this little hand comes out.
Y'all.
And then she sticks her head out and she goes, I see you, girl. I see you in your all pink walking every day. And I said, thank you. Because I was just thinking to myself how much I hate these shorts because they gone straight up my ass. And she goes, I know, but you look good. Keep doing it. And then she drove away and the whole street smelled like weed.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I don't know where she lives or where she came from, but she could be my friend.
Yeah. I love that. So, as Mr. Rogers would say, mutual caring relationships require kindness and patience, tolerance, optimism, joy in the other's achievements, confidence in oneself, and the ability to give without undue thought of gain. And that is exactly the opposite of my relationship with, we'll call her Jillian. Remember my frenemy?
Yeah.
I've had several frenemies in my life, but that's the one that we shit-talked on that episode a lot.
Well, I think that as far as what Mr. R had to say here, and female friendships post-adolescence,
Yeah.
joy in the other's achievements is a tough one because there's a lot of jealousy amongst girls.
Yeah.
So that brings us back to good friends or just good company. And I actually think there's value in both. I love a good superficial friendship. But one cannot survive on superficial alone. However fun that may sound, we need, as humans with hearts, people to love us. We need people to lift us up and people to lift up. We need a shoulder to cry on, someone or someones who listen and have our backs. So why the fuck is it so hard?
I mean, I think number one is just life gets in the way.
Absolutely.
Shit happens. And life is just fucking hard right now, you guys. It is. Everything is so goddamn expensive that I have to bust my ass all the time. I have to work so fucking much. And that is really the main thing that takes my time and energy, you know?
Well,
and if I don't deliberately make time to see my friends, then I don't.
And that's there has to be a balance also, especially when you have a husband or a significant other, or if you have children or anyone else that takes up your time, because you do kind of have to balance that out. And I try so hard because I will not, at this point in my life, I want my girlfriends. I never really cared about girlfriends before. I never really, I had friends that were girls, but I kind of poo-pooed the whole girlfriends kind of thing, you know? And I have found that my girlfriends are super important to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So we did an episode on chosen family once. But I don't think all of our friends fall into that category. There's levels of friendship, right? So you have your chosen family, which is like your besties, your ride or die. A lot of times, too, those are the ones who we sometimes go long periods of time between talking or seeing each other. And sometimes it doesn't even matter. You know, sometimes I'll get together with a friend that I haven't seen in months or even years, and it just feels like we're right back where we were, you know? Those are the ones that survive time, distance, and silence.
That's one of my favorite things. I heard that once in like a TikTok or something, and it was like, boom, yes. Because being an adult is hard, and it's busy, and many of us don't have the kind of time we had when we were younger to go gab on the phone or go to the mall. Hell, I don't even want to gab on the phone or go to the mall at this point in my life. But that doesn't make us not friends. Nothing does. Not time, distance, nor silence.
You know, my friend the other day, she's kind of a new friend. She called me on the phone to ask me a question, and I was like, I enjoyed talking to you. You know, you could have just texted me, but instead we talked for a minute, and it was nice.
Yeah.
Bring back calling people on the phone. If I'm busy, I won't answer. But,
Exactly.
You know,
I was watching 227 last night while Jody was in the shower, and it was like the phone was ringing. And they couldn't ignore it. Like, they had to go answer the phone. They were trying to have, like, this family meeting. And every time the phone rang, it was like they had to answer it. And my mother feels like she has to answer the phone. And
yeah, my mom does that, too. Like, she'll answer in the checkout line of the grocery store.
And I'm like, you don't have to answer the phone.
Yeah.
But they're so conditioned, especially before there was call waiting and voicemail and answering machines.
I think that's what it is.
I think that's what it is too. It's just you have to answer the phone.
Then we have close friends who could also survive time, distance, and silence, but not quite family, you know? The ones we have dinner plans with and go to the movies with and catch up, but who also truly care and listen and share with each other. And then we get to the good company ones. We always gravitate to when we see them out. The ones who always have funny comments on our socials and make it to the guest list for events, but are maybe not the ones we call when our hearts ache or when we feel lonely. But they're still important.
Absolutely.
And sometimes all I need is just somebody to like gas me up and say, you look cute in that picture, or when I see them out at a place and I run into them, I'm excited to see them and we chat for a minute.
Yeah.
And that's all it has to be,
But they're not the ones that you are like, I love you, or they're not the ones that you would...
They may not be getting a Christmas card,
Right, or...
But I'm happy to bump into you.
Exactly, happy to bump into you. Good company, you're a good time. But that's still not even everyone we call friend, not even close. Suzanne Deggs White, who is a PhD, explains in an article for Psychology Today the 7 kinds of friends. So let's compare these to our 3 kinds of friends.
So 1 is lifelong friends. And I don't know why that's different from number 2.
Which is best friends.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's,
close friends.
I see the difference in lifelong friends and best friends. Because I've been friends with some people for a very, very long time. And some of those people, when you're friends with someone when you're 10, they haven't really developed their actual like beliefs or their actual ideas or morals or things like that. And then when you're 40 and one of you is normal and honest and kind and one of you voted for Donald Trump.
Like what? Okay, wait. Well,
those are lifelong friends.
Like, okay, I don't have people like that in my life.
Okay,
like,
but
you have to be blood related to me.
So, but I do.
Like, okay,
I can't. I do now. Like
I guess I just don't. I didn't stay connected to people that I knew when I was that young. Like I don't know anyone now that I knew when I was 10, other than my literal family.
Really?
Yeah, because I changed schools a lot and stuff. And, just kind of grew apart.
Yeah.
That was all.
Well, I mean, okay, my friend Linny was I call her the OG BFF because she was my best friend in the end of elementary and in junior high school.
This was when you met that you were like Blair and Joe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess she would still be one of my best friends, but she would fall in the lifelong friends category only because like she did not and would not vote for Donald Trump. We see each other once a year, whereas my best friends, I see more often. We travel together. We make more of an effort to see each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I don't think there's a huge difference in lifelong friends or best friends, but I do think there's a difference in lifelong friends and best friends.
I get it. I guess it's just more of like the length of the relationship.
Yeah, because I've been friends with Wendy and Jenny since we were 6 years old. Of course, there was a break when we didn't communicate with each other because there was no internet and we lived in different states. But once there was, we were back like nothing had ever happened.
Yeah.
Like we had never not been together. So I think they're similar.
Yeah.
Lifelong and best.
So
well,
then what is a close friend to you if it's different than a lifelong friend or a best friend?
See, that's the one that I don't understand. Did they just need 7? Did they have
Maybe.
like this?
I don't know.
Like this need for 7 options because
There's friends that I'm closer with than others, right? There's friends that I would call when my heart was broken. There's friends that I would call when I just need to tell them something funny.
But wouldn't that be the same? Well, maybe not because I have friends that like I do the walk with that I think I'm close to, that we share bonds together, but I wouldn't call them my best friends.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Subtle differences. Listeners, you tell us what you think.
All right. How about social group friends, which would be friends you socialize with, but with whom you are not particularly close? I don't really have any of those. I don't think.
See, I definitely do. I think the social group friends are like the people that maybe you knew them from work a few years ago and you catch up every so often, or they're a friend of a friend. You tend to kind of do the same things together. Like when I was doing theater, I had a group of theater friends.
Yeah.
That all of them knew me from theater, and we would be in shows together intermittently and see each other, and that was kind of the thing. Like I might have done 2 or 3 shows with this person, but I'm not gonna like call them to pick me up when I'm drunk.
Mm-hmm. I just thought of something when you said theater group friends. For lifelong friends, I would say that my drama friends from high school would be my lifelong friends, even though it was high school.
I wish so bad that I had that, but I don't.
And you wish you had high school theater friends? Is that what you said?
Yeah, because I didn't get to do theater in high school. I did marching band.
I see.
And I had friends that were in band that were really close, my really close friends, but I don't still talk to them.
Well, like my high school drama class, like not just my class, but like everyone under that Cathcart umbrella, I consider to be something of family. Because we all have that in common.
But there's also something about theater in general that is like, I can meet a person and 2 minutes after meeting them, find out that they're a theater person, and I already feel like we're friends.
That's what I mean about the Cathcart kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because like because the people who graduated 10 years before me, I was never in school with them. But when we met at his thing, when we dedicated the auditorium to him, when we all met there was a connection. There was a kinship. So I think that would fall under the lifelong friends too. So, But social group friends, like who I socialize with, are my close friends. I don't socialize with people who are not my close friends. Now, they might sometimes bring a friend, but I wouldn't call them even, I don't know, a social group friend.
See, there's a subtle difference between some of these things, right? So the next one is activity friends.
Uh-huh.
Friends with whom you engage in specific activities such as your gym buddies or members of your book club or dinner club, church circles, and so on.
Uh-huh.
To me, that's the voiceover friends.
Okay.
These are the friends that come to our networking group that we hang out with once a month and we catch up with, and like that's the level that we're at with those folks.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really similar to social group friends.
Except for me and you, so we're all cliquey at that.
We're at a different level than the rest of them. Okay, to be perfectly clear. You have leveled up. Okay.
Yeah. All right. How about friends of convenience? This one kind of made me giggle. This is the folks with whom you might share carpooling or youth sports team parents. That is one thing I do not miss, is my having to socialize with my kids' friends' parents.
I don't have that problem.
Now, there were some that I actually genuinely liked, but then there was also the others that you have to smile and nod. Yeah. Neighborhood groups, no thank you, and so on. I don't really know most of my neighbors.
We were really pretty close with one set of neighbors across the street, but they moved, so...
Right.
But yeah.
We have our neighbors...
I gotta tell you something about friends of convenience.
Okay, tell me.
This is some tea.
Okay.
I will not say who, and I know that they don't listen to the podcast, so it doesn't matter, but I know someone who, one of our friends said that they were in a relationship of convenience, like with their romantic partner, because they were just sort of there, and they had nothing in common, and it was just a relationship of convenience, and I was like, is this 1810? Are we in a Jane Austen novel, and this is a marriage of convenience? Like, you've got land, my dad's running out of money, let's get married.
Wow.
I was like, what the fuck?
Wow, a marriage of convenience.
Like a romantic relationship of convenience.
Boy, this is
They're not
convenient.
Married. But, to me that almost sounds like friends with benefits.
Yeah, only worse.
Yeah, only that implies that it's not even, the benefits aren't even that good.
So I heard a comedian, actually 2 different comedians I've heard tell this joke in a different way, say that men and women shouldn't actually be in relationships. They say as though men and women are all in